Give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much, leaders. Now this time is the presentation from our administration division. So to start, I would like to call Ms. Delilah Martinez, our admin manager, to discuss the administration report.
Good afternoon. This is the administration report. For the executive summary, number 1 is the NPI company outline and demographic profile. Number 2 is the admin performance, the cost reduction, the central purchasing, and the employee benefits. For the company outline, I include this in my presentation because not everyone here today knows our company well. Our official company name was Minidea Philippines Inc. or in short MPI. It was established last July 30, 2015 and started the commercial operation last January 1, 2016. Our products are the power brushless motor, stepping motor, and actuator. Our capital is $13,700,000 US. Our land area is 31,800 square meter, and our building was 15,000 square meters. As of March 31, 2025, our total manpower is 993 PACs, excluding expat, security, and utility. For the company organization, currently we have 3 main divisions: the PBL, MOATEC, and the admin, and now the corporate management division. For the PBL division, the division representative is Mr. Shuhei Nakata, the Japanese. For MOATEC division, our division representative was Mr. Lee, the Korean. And for the admin, the name in charge previously is President Mori and now Mr. Kitahara. And admin was divided into 3 sections: the admin, or the administrative, the production support now, and the accounting. For the demographic profile, as to gender, out of 993 local employees, 24% is male and 76% are female. As for manpower allocation, 53% are directly hired and 47% are under service provider. For our manpower by division, our biggest population was PBL division with 58%, and MOATEC is 38%, and admin 7%, and the new division is Parts division with 4%. As for the age, the average age of our employees are 29 years old. So mostly our employees are millennial generation. For now, we don't have employees 50 years old and above. For the turnover results, for the fiscal year 2024 and for the fiscal year 2025, previous years our target was 5% for both indirect and direct. The average results for indirect, these are the stops and above, is 3.1% against the target of 5%. While for the indirect, our operators level, the average results for 12 months is 5.7%. Target was not achieved. But for the overall total average, the actual is 4.4 and this was achieved. For this FY 2025, our target was decreased to 2.5% for indirect and 3% for direct. Hopefully, we can achieve this lower turnover or employee resignation by doing some plans, activities, and strategy. Below are some of our measures, and the details will be presented by our HR supervisor later. So, as for the countermeasure is the continuous and gradual enhancement of employee benefits, periodic review of salary table, increased employee engagement activities, increased training and education, improve working environment, and benchmarking and job content. For the cost reduction, the results for FY 2024, our target for FY 2024 is 5% reduction compared to FY 2023 actual. But based on the above data, 5% cost reduction was not achieved. The main contributor for non-achievement is the travel and transportation, specifically business trip expense. For this FY 25, the target should be below the actual results of FY 2024. But due to expected inflation of goods and services, our forecast for this FY will not achieve the below than FY 2024 results. Main factor again was the travel and transportation because each division has planned to send technicians abroad for training. Another is for repair because of STP operations and maintenance for water treatment to comply with the environmental laws. But it is still possible to achieve our target if some of our plans going to business trip will be scheduled and delayed and rescheduled for the next FY. Last August 2024, Central Purchasing was established. This is a new department in admin. The main objective and function of establishment of the Central Purchasing is to find all possible ways to decrease the cost of the locally procured items such as spare parts, consumables, services, and etc. And to realize cost effectiveness and cost efficiency of the procurement process. From February 2024, we started to monitor the cost savings for 2 months, and the accumulated savings is around 324,000. Our target for FY 25 is to save 1 million pesos. And for this to realize, here are some of our strategies and actions to be taken. Sourcing of various vendors. Price negotiation, ask for a discount, research market values, collaboration and coordination with FBM and FCB for One Philippine Purchasing for cost effectiveness and cost reduction. And of course, we need to be polite and respectful to the vendors and be prepared to walk away for those vendors that will not cooperate with us. For the employee benefits, MPI was located inside FTIP, which has more than 1,000 companies. To be competitive and to attract applicants and for more employee retention, compensation and benefits are important as this is the top reason why employees are triggered to look for another company. So in admin, we are doing some actions to retain the employees. In the year 2024, there are some of our initiatives for employee benefits enhancement. Revision of training ban policy that both employee and employer will benefit. Before, the training ban was fixed for 3 years at all costs. From January 2024, we revised such as if the cost is 5,000 and below, no ban. If the cost is more than 5,000 to 20,000, 1 year ban. 20,000 to 50,000, 2 years ban, and 50K over is 3 years ban. And the provision of bereavement leave for a maximum of 2 days with basic pay. Reactivate of monthly birthday celebration. Before pandemic, this was conducted monthly, and during pandemic, it was stopped, and last year, 2024, we reactivated it again. And the provision of yearly allowance for internal auditor. Enhancement or increase in canteen RFID daily limit. Due to inflation and minimum wage increase, we increased the daily limit in using canteen RFID. This is not actually paid by the company, but using RFID is one of the big help, especially to the workers. They can swipe and eat at the canteen using RFID, and this is a salary deduction. And the last is the inclusion in the budget of Christmas raffles. Before, our raffle items were merely from the suppliers only. But last year, we purchased it from the budget. For the FY or the CY25, here is our plan. So, additional 2 days paid leave vacation. 2 days paid vacation leave. And additional 2 days sick leave credits. And it's already started from January 2025. And this FY establishment of centralized training group. Aside from classroom orientation and training, we also have plans to conduct technical training with the cooperation of each division and enhancement of employees area, the second floor, and also enhancement of employees ID from laminated bond paper to ID card type. Then for our future plan, if the business will improve and become profitable, our future plan is to establish the retirement benefit and continuous and gradual increase of BL and SL to be our competitive company. It is difficult to propose this time for additional benefits considering NPI financial status. Hopefully that this fiscal year our company will become profitable so that everybody will be happy. Each one of us has an important role in this organization and can contribute to the company's success. Thank you.